Hey guys, it's Miss Ming here. We're here at Trader Joe's again. The staff told me the fall items will be here today, so let's go check it out. Hopefully he's not lying. I hope he keeps his promises. We're here in the morning. Let's go shop with me at Trader Joe's for the fall item. As I'm walking into Trader Joe's, whoa, I see pumpkins! Today is different from 2 days ago. First of all, I have this felted wool pumpkins at $6.99. It's warm and cozy and really pretty and cute. This is a really great decoration if you have kids and pets in your house. You definitely don't want to buy those glass ones. And also we have this wool garland felted texture as well. It's $9.99. I will skip this just because it's a choking hazard for my kid, but hey, my cats used to love those. The fresh figs are also in stock for $4.99 per pound. It's actually a really good price compared to our other grocery store. It's also a popular item during the fall season. Bringing fall to Texas! All of the fall items are in stock. First of all, we got this pumpkin spice coffee at $8.99. If you have a traditional Americano coffee brewer, this will be a good one. But if you're lazy like me, get this pumpkin spice cold brew concentrate, $8.99. I actually purchased this. It's really, really good. It has a very strong pumpkin spice flavor. And how I do it is I mix this with milk and also the sweet condensed milk. Ingredient-wise, it's pretty good. It's way better than the other pumpkin spice items from the other brands. There is no added sugar. It does have natural flavors to it. I think some people don't like that. But I think most of the times Trader Joe's natural flavors is not as bad. And this one makes about 8 cups of coffee and it's actually really, really strong. I think this jar is it for me, enough for about 10 servings. And this is the sweet condensed milk that I was talking about. It's $2.99. I purchased this item and mixed it with my pumpkin spice latte, the cold brew, and also mix it with the milk. It's so good. And the ingredients are pretty clean as well. No additives, just milk and sugar. It's pretty sweet. 2 teaspoons enough. Also, we have this Trader Joe's pecan pumpkin instant oatmeal. I actually bought it in 1 year. I think they repackaged this into a different color of box. It's priced as $3.79. I believe in the past it used to be that green box. Do you guys remember this? I bought it in 1 year. It's a returning item. The only issue with this item is that it does have caramel color. It doesn't say it's natural color. I hope it is. It doesn't say what is the ingredient for that color. And there are also 14 grams of added sugar. I think I've tried this item in the previous years. It's very warm and cozy. I do really like the flavor, but it does taste like a dessert item to me. It's super sweet, very warm and cozy. It is very nice on a very crisp, cold fall morning. Speaking of healthier items, this is a Harvest Blend herbal tea at $2.49. I love those Trader Joe's herbal teas, especially the ones that they always launch during the Christmas time. It's so good. This one is more cinnamon ginger. It's more spicy. It is a hibiscus tea based. It also has chamomile tea. It also has apple flavorings. It does have natural flavor in there, but it's not like there's no sugar or anything. It does taste really warm and cozy. Highly recommend on a cold day before going to bed. I honestly think that I would prefer this one over the pumpkin spice coffee. This is the autumn maple coffee, $8.99. It has a subtle sweet taste. It has some real syrup in it. When it roasted, the syrup they said is from Vermont, $8.99. If you have tried it, comment down below. Also, the Trader Joe's pumpkin nose is back. This one is $2.99. It's actually pretty affordable. I've tried it in 1 year. Initially, when I was looking at ingredients, I was like, oh my gosh, so much sugar. It has cane sugar and brown sugar, but ingredient-wise, otherwise, it's not that bad, other than the fact that it has like 12 grams of added sugar. So I was like, this is going to be so sweet, right? So when I tried it, it actually doesn't taste that sweet. It has a very nice sweet and spice flavor. It kind of tastes like pumpkin spice latte in a cereal bowl. So if you mix this with the milk, it kind of tastes like you're eating that pumpkin spice latte without the coffee, but with some cereal. It does taste actually pretty good. Not a healthy item, pretty sugary, but it tastes great. And Trader Joe's, this pumpkin walks into a bar is back. It's $2.49. These are all returning items. Personally, it's not my favorite. I honestly don't like to eat those like thick bars or pumpkin bars or apple bars, but if it's your tea, it's back in season. It has cinnamon, nutmegs, again, everything pumpkin flavor is in this. It also has expeller pressed canola oil. Not my favorite type of oil. I wouldn't over consume this, but again, like if this is your thing, it's only in season for about 2 months, so grab a bar and eat it as a treat. But hey, this is like a nice sweet treat if you love that pumpkin flavor in a bar. Pumpkin spice herbal blend is back $4.99. This is back every single year as well. I don't know if I'm gonna like this, to be honest. I think it really depends on if I like that herbal blend. I don't actually know what that contains, so if you have tried this item, please comment down below what you think of it. Also, a lot of more pumpkin items are here in the bakery aisles. So if you love baking that great pumpkin bread or make some waffles and pancakes for the morning, there's so many condiments that you can use. First of all, we have this pumpkin butter. It's back in stock, $2.99. This is great on top of your waffles or pancakes. I think some people even put it on their ice cream sundae. It has pumpkin sugar, honey, lemon juice concentrate. It does have a lot of added sugar, like 9 grams of added sugar. It is a pretty sweet item, but I swear, it makes your pancake taste so much better. And this is, I would say this is the syrup that I would use instead of the actual maple syrup. Again, your choice. It's back in stock. Usually for things like this, 1 jar is enough for me each season. I wouldn't overconsume it. If I eat it too much, I lose the specialness of this taste. The bourbon vanilla bean is back $2.99. One of my friends from France, she loves baking and she uses those vanilla beans from the scratch. Alternatively, you can also spend a little bit more money for the bourbon vanilla extracts at $7.99. It's double fold. And we also have the almond paste at $3.99. This one is actually a pasted almond. It's really good for baking as well. It has 20 grams of added sugar, which is a lot. But again, you're using this for baking purposes. You're not eating on its own. So it's a great addition to your bakery items, $3.99. We also have the mini maple flavored marshmallows. It's $2.99. It is basically marshmallows with like a little twist of maple flavor. I wouldn't say like if I just eat it on its own, I was like, oh, maple flavor. But it does taste a little bit different from the normal marshmallows. If you buy these and put it in your pumpkin spice latte, it's great. Or you can put it on your hot chocolate and put a little cinnamon on top. It's also very good. One thing I do want to caution you is it does have carrageenan or carrageenan in there, which is a form of stabilizer. It is something that I wouldn't overconsume. I try to avoid this ingredient as much as I can, but hey, it's a seasonal item. If you just eat it a little bit, it's probably not that bad. Everything in moderation, right? Another interesting item is this organic maple butter at $4.99. The only ingredient in this is organic maple syrup. So this is basically a syrup, a maple syrup in a different texture. So it's more creamy and buttery. And I would say this will be great on your pancake as well. Instead of putting on maple syrup, you put this and then to add that creaminess texture to it. And also that little bit of that sweetness, a lot of that sweetness and maple flavor to it. I personally haven't tried this particular item. So if you have tried it, please comment below what you think. Next to the new and exciting everything but a kitchen sink cookie mix is this new Trader Joe's Cinnamon Roll Bologna Bar Mix at $3.99. It's a baking mix where you make yourself. I low-key wanted to buy it and make it for my husband, but every time I bake, I make a huge mess. It does have a canola oil in the ingredients and natural flavoring. A lot of people don't like natural flavoring, but canola oil is what usually bothers me, but I wouldn't bother by this too much because like if you look at the actual nutrition facts, there's very low fat. So I think the canola oil is just mixed into other things, so it's just so that everything is like mixed together a little bit better. It's very, very minimal, so I wouldn't be alerted. Again, a super high sugar item, but if you like that cinnamon roll flavor, this could be a really good dessert. Sometimes I bake these and bring it to a party or potluck and pretending I make it from scratch. Another new item is the pumpkin spice snickerdoodle mix at $3.99. If you like snickerdoodle cookies, this is the one for you. Okay, this one is actually not as sweet as the other one. If you take a look at the sugary content, it's actually lower in sugar. It doesn't have canola oil in there too, but I wouldn't be bothered too much because, you know, the actual cookie mix doesn't have that much of a sugar. It has 11 grams of added sugar. Overall, snickerdoodles to me is not overwhelmingly sweet. So if you want to add that pumpkin flavor instead of the traditional cinnamon flavor, hey, this could be the one for you, especially for kids. I think the sugar content in this one is a little bit lower, $3.99. And of course, more fall items next to the bakery items are these sauce for pasta, canned pumpkins, and more baking mix. Okay, these are going to be my repurchase item because I buy it every single year. It's the organic fall zucchini. Did I say it right? Pasta. It's $2.29. It's pretty affordable and it tastes so good. The texture of this is really, really good. It is a pasta item that made with their traditional wheat, but also they put the dehydrated butternut squash in there. It has a little bit of flavor and the texture of this is a little bit more chewy. I really like it. For some reason, it has a little twang to it. It has a little twist from the traditional pasta. the soup item is back. This is the pumpkin bisque, $4.99. It's a huge jar for $5, and I bought it actually I think 4 years ago during the fall season, so it's a returning item every single year. Ingredient wise is actually not bad at all. They use olive oil, but they actually put a lot of heavy cream to it. There's like 27 grams of fat in there. It's a really heavy item. My husband actually didn't like it, and he said it's too sweet for him. Why? Because 19 grams of added sugar is a lot. If you love that sweet soup, maybe you will like this one, but Brandon actually, to my surprise, hated it. He was like, this is too sweet, it's not edible. I know, if you're a lover for this item, I apologize for the hate from Brandon. He's the grouch. $4.99. Also, we got this Autumnal Harvest soup at $4.99. This is a tomato-based soup with butternut, squash, and pumpkin. This is actually a better soup to my taste. It's also very creamy and saucy. It's sweet and savory. The added sugar in this item is not as high. There are 12 grams of added sugar in each container. So this container is enough for at least 2 people. So when you're diluting it a little bit, if you add a little bit extra butternut squash to it, it's actually not that sweet. I love the fact that it's also tomato based. The sourness from the tomato also, like, it kind of lessened, neutralized the sweetness. Overall, pretty good ingredients as well. Another one that I personally like is the Autumnal Harvest pasta sauce. I actually eat this one together with the fall zucchini pasta. However, my husband also thinks that this one is a little bit too sweet for his taste, but I like it. This one, it has a butternut squash in it. It also has pumpkin in it. It has heavy cream, so it's creamy, but at the same time, there's sweetness from the butternut squash and pumpkin. There's also a little bit sourness from the tomato puree and tomato sauce. It's also a tomato-based sauce, but it also has extra sweetness from the butternut squash and the pumpkin. So I love this. It is $3.99. I would say it's pretty heavy. The sauce is heavier than normal tomato sauce for sure, but I decided to purchase both of them together again this year. And of course, every single year, the organic canned pumpkin is back. It's $2.49. I like the fact that it's organic. And if you use this item for cooking purposes during the Thanksgiving, it is great. It's very high quality. And this year, we also have the gluten-free pumpkin bread and muffin baking mix. It's at $4.49. And here are the ingredients. If you do have food restrictions, like if you have to eat gluten-free due to different conditions, it's always good to check the ingredients just in case you're allergic to any of the ingredients. There are 15 grams of added sugar per serving. It's a pretty sugary items, but so as all the other pumpkin breads. I usually eat it as a dessert, not as like a breakfast, and it's really good with ice cream. Try the pumpkin bread with ice cream. Thank me later. And we also have the normal pumpkin pancakes and waffle mix that's always here, but they don't have the price for this item. They haven't labeled it yet, but it is a returning item from the previous year. This one has a little bit less sugar per serving because it's a pancake / waffle mix and you can put syrup on top. I do like that because sometimes I want to adjust my own sweetness level, so kudos for this item. And you can also use this to bake other items as well. All the pumpkins are in stock, 89 cents for each of these pumpkins, and we also have the pie pumpkins for $2.29. When I was younger, I used to steam those pumpkins in the steamer in China, and it tastes really good, just eating fresh steamed pumpkins with a little bit of salt and cinnamon on top. A lot of returning items in the deli aisle, such as this pumpkin bisque at $4.49. It's with pumpkin and butternut squash, and I do think this one tastes better than the canned pumpkin bisque. For some reason, I feel like this one is not as sweet, it's not as dense. If you look at the actual fat content, it's not as creamy, it's not as like dense, which I like. And also, if you look at the sugary content, I feel like they also put a little bit less added sugar. For some reason, I feel like this one tastes a little bit better to my taste. Ingredient wise, it's not too bad at all, and I have tried it in my previous years and I really enjoyed it. So between this pumpkin and butternut squash bisque compared to the other pumpkin bisque in the jar in the canned form, I would choose this one, although this is a smaller container at $4.49, so way more expensive as well. The same holiday items are back from last year. with the scalloped potatoes. Love that one. $5.99. We purchase this as size every single year. Cornbread stuffings at $5.99. It actually tastes pretty darn good. It's a little bit on the sweetener side because they have the roasted apples in there. We also have the roasted cauliflower and orzo. This one is the only one that we haven't tried. A lot of you guys said that you like it. I may actually try it this year for the holidays. And this one, it seems like a pretty sugary item as well, but they also use cauliflowers in there. So if you have tried it, please comment down below. I may purchase this item for this year. But previously, I tried a cornbread stuffing. I actually brought it to a holiday party because I don't know how to make stuffing from scratches. It has cranberries and apples and savory herbs. I would say tastes pretty good and very sweet. Brandon thinks it's a little bit too sweet because cornbread is already very sweet, and also it's sweet, extra apples and cranberries. They also have the sunflower oil in there, but I think it's okay because we only eat it like once in a whole year, usually during the holiday seasons. And I repurchase the potato over and over again sometimes. All three items are $5.99, and the potato items is really cheesy and really good texture. And I think this is a really good for my kid as well because I think my baby really likes the cheese, and to mix the potatoes and cheese, maybe he'll eat more potatoes because so far he doesn't eat a lot of potatoes. So all three items, I tried 2 out of the 3 and I enjoyed it. It's super rich though. It's definitely something that I eat and then pass out. Moving on to the bakery aisle, the pumpkin brioche is not here yet. I talked to the staff, they said they will be here at September 9th, so next week. I came here just for that. But yeah, it's gonna come back. It's not discontinued. Yay. First of all, we have this spiced pumpkin madeleine cookies at $3.29. Okay, they didn't have the pumpkin brioche yet, but they have the madeleine cookies. Hey, get your priorities right. Just kidding. Okay, this one I actually haven't tried, and it has 13 grams of added sugar. If you love madeleine cookies, this could be the one for you. It does have canola oil in there, which is actually really surprising because the original flavor of madeleine cookies does not have canola oil in there. So I guess it's just the oil that it used to process the pumpkin. So here is a comparison between the original flavor compared to the pumpkin flavor in terms of the ingredients. But comment down below if you have tried it. How spicy is the spiced pumpkin madeleine cookies? Also, we have the pumpkin loaf. It's on the Fearless flyer this month. It's $4.99, so $5 of a loaf of bread. This one is a very sugary item as well, 14 grams of added sugar. This is really good if you eat it with some ice cream on top. Get some vanilla ice cream and put it on top of this, and you need to heat this up as well. Microwave this for about 30 seconds, maybe put a little bit damped paper towel on top, and then put some ice cream on top. It's a really good dessert item. It's too sugary for me to eat like as a breakfast, but as a dessert it actually tastes really good. The Trader Joe's hot and sweet pepper jelly is back at $2.99. It is honestly so good. I purchased this last year because a staff actually recommended this to me. This is really good for like a cheese board or on top of your crackers or even on top of your cheese. The ingredients are actually pretty good. It has like different types of peppers, some sugar, and vinegar. And it is a pretty sugary item, but this is a condiment. You don't eat it on its own. And it tastes really good. The flavor of this kind of reminds me of the Trader Joe's sweet Thai chili sauce. There's like very big similarities in terms of the flavor profile, but the texture is a little different. But I haven't tried this papita salsa from Trader Joe's. It's at $3.49. It's a salsa item. Have you tried this? So papita, I googled it. It means pumpkin seeds. So if you've tried it, comment down below. It wasn't labeled as a pumpkin item, but I assumed it was. It has expeller pressed canola oil, so ingredients are not very clean. I try to eat less of a canola oil if I can. But if you have tried it, please comment down below. I actually preferred, or I can't say prefer because I haven't tried this one, but I really love the salsa next to this item in my Trader Joe's, which is the Trader Joe's Fall Harvest Salsa. This one is actually so good. On the first year when I discovered this, I bought 4 jars, and they don't actually expire until like a year later. It has butternut squash. It also has a little bit of pumpkin in there, but it's tomato based. It also has jalapenos that makes it a little bit spicier, and the ingredients are so good. They don't put the canola oil in this one, so I guess we have a winner. Also new and exciting is Trader Joe's now has a $2 pizza sauce. It's actually a pretty good jar, pretty good amount. It has tomatoes and extra virgin olive oil, which is really, really good, and less than 1 gram of added sugar, which I will let it pass. So overall, I think a pretty good ingredient item. If you have tried it, please comment down below if it's good. I think it's pretty healthy considering like most of the pizza sauce now on the market is not so great. In the dairy/non-dairy aisle is this non-dairy oat beverage maple flavor at $2.99. I think I talked about it last year, is that I was looking for that maple syrup that's like, you know, because it has 12 grams of added sugar. But what does it come from? It comes from like a cane sugar. Another thing is like oat milk is not as healthy as you guys imagined because there are so much additives, stabilizers, because oat milk is not like it's oats, it's very low in fat, and they also put sunflower oil in there just to get a little bit of fat in there to make the texture better. Also, if you do worry about the glucose spike, oat milk tends to spike people's glucose a little bit more compared to other types of milk. And we also have this non-dairy oat creamer at $1.99. It's the cinnamon bun flavor. It's here last year as well, and again, like they put additives into these milk creamers or dairy like drinks, like additives to your coffee. It actually tastes really, really good. I drink it from time to time, but it's not a repurchase over and over again. It's just a occasional splurge. Also, every single year I purchase this pumpkin cream cheese spread at $2.49. In my previous chocolate me video, I featured it. It was one of the first items I arrived at my Trader Joe's. It has 4 grams of added sugar, and overall ingredients are not too bad. It does have stabilizers, but I don't even eat cream cheese. But every single year I buy this one because the flavor is just so good. Also, the fall flavored of yogurt is here. We have the pumpkin non-fat Greek yogurt and also the apple cinnamon at $1.99. I just want to caution you, these items have super high in sugar. Like this one has 17 grams of sugar compared to like 12 grams of protein. Overall, the pumpkin one, I love. The cinnamon apple flavor, I tried it a little bit last year. It's a little bit too sweet for me, but this one is made with whole milk versus the pumpkin one is made with non-fat milk. Again, like it depends on which one you prefer. Between the two of them, I would prefer the pumpkin flavor. It's so good. I always buy 1 jar per year. I eat it as a dessert, but I think the apple flavor is too sweet for me. I personally prefer the pumpkin one. Comment down below which one you prefer. And of course, the pumpkin overnight oats is back. It's $1.99. This one, it tastes like the pumpkin pie filling. It tastes really, really good. Really sweet as well. I want to eat it as a breakfast. It's super sweet, but it tastes really good. Sometimes I put this one on top of my bread as like a sweetener for my regular white bread. Love this. Okay, put it on a whole wheat. It's healthier. Among all of the flavor of overnight oats, there's only one flavor that I don't like, which is the strawberry. For some reason, it tastes very artificial to me, and even my husband doesn't like it. Also, from this brand, the pumpkin spice latte is here $2.99. Okay, I was looking at the ingredients. What's interesting to me is that there's nitrous oxide in the ingredients. That is the laughing gas. Again, maybe it's just something for it to preserve. And I also put a little bit of that gum thing as a stabilizer. Comment down below if it tastes good. Alright, this is going to be a super long video because there's so many more pumpkin items we haven't even talked about. Okay, so every single year we have this pumpkin ravioli. It's honey roasted. It's priced as $3.99. Okay, so this is my honest review. My husband hated it. Why? Because I think it's because of the honey. My husband said it's too sweet for him. Okay, so there are 9 grams of total sugar per container and 4 grams of added sugar. It doesn't seem a lot, but I think what happened is the pumpkin is already naturally sweet, and then in addition to that, you put that honey thing. It just tastes like a dessert to us, so he didn't like it. We also have the gluten-free version of the pumpkin ravioli at $4.49. If you have tried it, please comment down below. We didn't buy a lot of gluten-free items in the past just because the texture sometimes could be a little bit off and turn off my husband. But this one, it doesn't say it's honey roasted. Maybe it's not as sweet. At $2.99, you can also get the pumpkin gnocchi. This one is soft pillow potato and pumpkin gnocchi. And honestly, the texture is so good. I made this just for a review video. I'll link it down below. It was a review video from last year. And my husband didn't care for any gnocchis, but I really love the texture. And I was snacking on those after the review. There are also a lot of self-care, skincare items that are pumpkin scented, flavored. First of all, we have this body scrub. It's pumpkin enzyme body scrub. It's $6.99. For some reason, it's actually more expensive than the body butter. I don't scrub my body as much. Honestly, I'm still using the hot cocoa body scrub from last Christmas. But if you use it a lot, it's here. And last year, I picked up this pumpkin body butter for $5, $4.99. It's super rich. It smells really good, but it's super rich. It takes a lot to blend it into my skin. This is really good for people who have super dry skin. But if you have oily skin, or if you're dry rubbing this in your skin, it's very hard to rub it in. Also, we have this pumpkin hand cream. This is actually the first time I pick up any Trader Joe's hand cream. It's at $4.99, and sometimes they have the non-scented, sometimes they have different scent, and it's actually a dimethicone based hand cream, which means it does leave a film. A lot of the face primer actually is made with dimethicone. I actually bought it and tried it a little bit later, and it actually smells really good. It does leave a film on top of my skin, but it also makes my hand really soft. Also for the bathroom, we have a combo pack at $5.99 for orange and spice scented candle and room spray. This one I smelled a little bit. It's very citrusy. It's a little bit like that cinnamon smell, and it kind of feels like that you boil that orange in a pot with cinnamon, and it makes your whole room smells really cozy and fall-y, and that's the smell. Another item that returned to Trader Joe's every single year is this scented candle tin trail. It's at $8, $7.99. It has autumn leaves, maple sugar, and spiced chai. All three scents are very fall-y, very sugary, very sweet, and very spicy. All three of them are very cinnamony. And I want to caution you that the trail, the candles are way smaller than if you buy them individually, so you can get the vanilla pumpkin by itself, but at the same time it's in a different color. It's like a bronze color, which I think the packaging is actually prettier than the traditional silver tin. There's also a sample for that room spray. Overall, all of the scent, it just speaks fall to me. The apple cider hand soap is back. It's $2.99. It says it's very foaming hand soap. Personally, I don't like the scent of apple cider, so if you have smelled this, please comment down below. And the vanilla pumpkin hand soap is $3.99, but it's not in stock yet. Maybe it will be here next week. Overall, my favorite scent is actually the Woodlands, but the Honeycrisp apple is back from last year. It's $3.99. It smells just like Honeycrisp apple. It smells like the entire room is an apple tree. I mean, an apple fruit. If you love that cinnamon flavor with everything, there is this creamy Tuscano cheese with cinnamon. Is at $10.99. I personally haven't tried it. If you have, please comment down below. I would assume that this is really good for your cheese board. I personally don't have dogs, but if you do, there are so many different pumpkin flavored dog treats. Last week we featured the jerkies. This week we featured this pumpkin recipe dog treats. This one is honestly all carbs, so this one is very interesting. It's like cookies for dogs. We also have the turkey recipe for the harvest sponge, and also the bacon recipe for $49. Comment down below if your dogs love those. Speaking of treats, we also have this petite pumpkin spice cookies at $3.99. Those are human treats. What it is it's basically shortbread cookies with pumpkin spice flavor, and it's coated with this yogurt coating. Okay, the yogurt coating may be super sweet. It's too sweet for me, and the palm oil is usually the main ingredients of these coatings. The reason for it is because they put that palm oil to blend all of the oil and the fat, so the texture is great, and it's 13 grams of added sugar. Have you tried it? Please comment down below. I personally do not like a lot of these coatings. Partially, it's also because it's too sweet for me. So if you have tried it, comment down below. I personally really enjoy these crackers from Trader Joe's. These are the pumpkin cranberry crisps at $3.99. They also have different flavors. Previously, I tried a fig and olive flavor as well. And this one, it has really good ingredients, and these are savory and sweet crackers, and they are so good to put on your cheese board, charcuterie board, and you can eat this with the pumpkin cream cheese from Trader Joe's. You can put any cheese on top. Overall, really good. And you can even put that hot and sweet pepper jelly on top. I think this is a brand new item. It's a Trader Joe's savory squash pastry viice at $5.49. It's an appetizer. It's basically a pastry puffs with butternut squash filling in the middle. So I'm super excited. I'm gonna purchase this and review for you guys. So subscribe and stay tuned. Ingredient wise, it seems like just what they normally would use for the pastries and the puffs and then the butternut squash. And It's just a pretty fatty item. It's like an item that you eat in small quantity. So I'm gonna try this, and this is a great for parties as an appetizer. Last year, I also tested out this Trader Joe's butternut squash lasagna for you guys, and it tastes so good. It's at $4.49, and the flavor of this is 10 out of 10. The texture, oh, so creamy. It's basically lasagna, but instead of the normal tomato sauce, it's a butternut squash sauce, so it's definitely sweeter. It also has a lot of cream, heavy cream, and cheese and whatever on top, so it's very dense and rich. A little bit portion goes very long way. I always feel super full and satisfied after this. Definitely worth trying. I was always curious about butternut squash mac and cheese from Trader Joe's. I don't see the price here, but I'm gonna put a little price from my receipt right here. Last year, I think I featured this item. I never tried it, but some of you guys actually said you didn't like it. This year, I'm gonna do a taste test in my following taste test haul. My baby really loves mac and cheese, so this is my opportunity to test this for you guys. Comment down below if you have tried it before. Another mac and cheese flavor offered at Trader Joe's is this hatch chili mac and cheese at $3.29. I personally haven't tried this yet. If you have, please comment down below. I was wondering how spicy this is, just in case if I give some to my baby and it's too spicy. So comment down below if you have tried it. Every single year, the Trader Joe's Honeycrisp apple granola is back. $3.99. I think one year they were giving out samples. Actually tasted pretty good. Ingredient-wise, it's a pretty sugary item. After the raw oats, the second ingredient is cane sugar. And it also has some dried Honeycrisp apples. It actually tastes pretty good, but the total sugar is 17 grams. That is a lot with 12 grams of added sugar. I feel like it's almost like a dessert treat during the fall season compared to like a breakfast item. Speaking of treats, there are a lot of biscotti items at Trader Joe's. Unique for the fall season is the mini maple walnut biscotti and the pumpkin biscotti. Both of them are $4.99. The ingredient-wise, it's actually not bad at all. The biscotti is really great when you eat it with coffee or latte in the morning. It's a sugary item, but it's not as high sugar compared to the granola. And the ingredient-wise is actually not too bad. Yes, in the icing for this item, there's palm oil, but there's not much icing on this thing. It's just like drizzles, so I wouldn't mind. And the pumpkin biscotti ingredients are also pretty good. It's a sugar item, it's a sweet item, but it's not overwhelmingly sweet. It's just such a good company when it comes to like drinking your coffee, especially in the afternoon coffee or with tea. It's so good. Also marketed as a happy Halloween item is this maple flavored fudge at $2.99. Have you tried this? I personally am not a big fan of fudges just because they're so sweet, but this one, the ingredients are actually not too bad. It does have a real maple syrup, which is great, but it also has other sugar syrup. If you have tried it, please comment down below if fudge is your favorite. Towards the end of the year, arriving in the holiday seasons, there's so many treats and sweets in Trader Joe's. If you have a sweet tooth, this may be your thing. We have this maple pancake flavored snaps. It's priced as $4.49. It's kind of high for a cookie item, but it says it's a pancake inspired buttered cookies with cinnamon on top and with maple syrup. Oh, interesting. I've never had this. It's probably a new item. Ingredient wise, it's actually not too bad. It's just made with butter, and I like that. Actually, it has 8 grams of added sugar. As a cookie items, it's not too high. If you have tried it, please comment down below. I do think this is interesting. I may actually pick it up. Also, the pumpkin flavored JoJo is back, and there is another JoJo sandwich cookies with a pumpkin flavor. Okay, personally, I prefer the traditional JoJo's because it's a good combination of the cream fillings and also the cookies. The sandwich JoJo's at $4.49, okay, it's too sweet for me because there's just too much icing and coating on the outside. And personally, they're in the cream or in the coating, there's always palm oil in there, not the best oil either. Personally, I prefer the traditional JoJo's, but rather than the JoJo sandwich. Also, a brand new item is the apple shortbread cookies at $3.49. I picked this up because it looks interesting and I love shortbread cookies, and this one actually tasted so good. It's actually the highlight of my day. Ingredient wise, it's actually pretty good. It says it's all butter. They don't put any other oils in there. It has a very nice buttery taste and also nice flavor from the apple. It actually tastes so good. So good. It's the best shortbread cookies I've ever had. So if you're a big fan of shortbread cookies, get this one. You can definitely taste the apple flavor in there. $3.49. Also, our Trader Joe's pumpkin cheesecake is back. I love the Trader Joe's regular cheesecakes, and I think it's very good and very workable. You can add different flavors to it. So some of you guys said the pumpkin cheesecake actually tastes really good. I may pick it up for the next party so I can do a little taste of it, because this is a huge cheesecake that there is no way I can finish by myself or with my husband. Also, the Harvest Chocolate Collection is back. It's here every single year during the Halloween seasons, and the price is $4.99. It's a really cute gift item. All right, Trader Joe's pumpkin spice teeny tiny pretzels at $3.49. I usually don't pick up those teeny tiny pretzels just because in a coating there's like palm oil, but today I was very pumpkin inspired and wanted to buy some pumpkin flavored treats for myself. However, I did a little taste test earlier in my taste test haul. It was just way too sweet to me. It has like 11 grams of added sugar and 13 grams of total sugar. Initially, I thought the pretzels were drizzled with a coating. No, but it's completely covered. It's too sweet to my liking, but you may like it. My husband actually liked it a lot. I hate to say this, but a must-try item is the Trader Joe's spiced cider. It's priced at $3.99 for a huge jar. Okay, I just want to say usually I don't drink juice, but even though it has 24 grams of sugar without the fiber, but it tastes so good. It's the best cider I've ever drank in my life, and it's 100% juice. It's only $4. This one has a great holiday spirit. It was rated as the fan favorite in the previous year, so definitely get this one. You can serve it hot or cold. In Texas, definitely cold. Another item that's not anything special, but during the parties, if you bring this, it serves some holiday spirit. This is the tortilla chips. Of course, it has the vegetable oil in there and it's also fried, but it just looks super pretty. It's $3.99. It just adds a lot of seasonal vibe to the table. And a lot more bakery item at the checkout aisle. This is the pumpkin spice mini sheet cakes at $5.49. Super sweet, has a lot of icing on the top. Okay, this may be an unpopular opinion again. I don't like icing on the cake. Every time I go to a birthday party, my friends always eat the icing. So if you love this, definitely pick this up, especially for a little party. Also, we have the gluten-free pumpkin muffins. I think there's a version where it can actually bake it from the box, but if you're lazy like me, get this one. It's $5.99. Bring some pumpkin flavor to your coffee time. I know if I'm buying these, it's not for the health factor, it's just a treat to myself. Also, we have the Trader Joe's gluten-free cornbread mix at $3.49. I personally haven't tried it. I have tried the cornbread mix that's not gluten-free in the past, and if you put extra canned corn in there, it actually tastes really good, but I haven't tried the gluten-free version, so if you have tried it, please comment down below. To top it off, there are also extra cinnamon sticks, ground nutmeg, and also extra herbs for your holiday cooking and baking. So definitely bring these herbs, spices to your fall season. That's it for today. It's a long shop with me video. Comment down below what's your favorite fall items from Trader Joe's. We all have a different taste. And I'm gonna be back for my pumpkin brioche bread. And that's it for today. Thumbs up and subscribe, and check out my Trader Joe's review videos. I will link some down below for the food reviews for the past years. And I will see you in my next one. Bye, subscribe.